Your dog just chose you over a stranger holding treats. Why? It's not about the snacks. It's about 12 hidden things you're doing right now that make you irresistible. Number 2 will give you chills. Here's something that'll wreck you. When you look into your dog's eyes with soft affection, both your brains release oxytocin simultaneously, the same hormone a mother feels nursing her baby. But here's the stunning part scientists discovered. This creates a feedback loop. Your dog gazes back, your oxytocin spikes higher, they gaze longer, and the cycle keeps building. It's called the oxytocin gaze positive loop, and wolves can't do this. During 40,000 years living with humans, dogs literally evolved new brain wiring to lock eyes with us. Researchers compared wolf puppies raised by humans with dog puppies who barely met people, and even under-socialized dog puppies naturally seek human eye contact, while hand-raised wolves still avoid it. This isn't learned behavior, it's genetic destiny written into their DNA specifically to bond with you. When your dog stares at you during breakfast, they're not begging, they're getting a biological hit of love that's hardwired into their soul. One woman told me her rescue dog wouldn't make eye contact for 6 months after adoption, but the first time they locked eyes, the dog's entire body relaxed like she'd finally come home. That moment rewired their bond forever. Your eyes aren't just windows to your soul, they're the keys to your dog's heart. You don't just smell like you, to your dog, you smell like safety. While you're debating deodorant, they're reading an emotional novel written in your scent. Dogs have roughly 40 times more scent receptors than we do, and they decode your feelings before you've named them. Stress, they catch the cortisol in your sweat. Joy, they register the chemical echoes of serotonin. In tests, dogs pick their person's scent from a lineup of 20 strangers with 98% accuracy, even from clothes that sat in a closet for weeks. Here's how deep it runs. Military working dogs stationed overseas are given their handler's worn t-shirt during separations. Those dogs sleep with it, carry it, and show measurably lower stress hormones just from having that scent nearby. So when your dog steals your socks, nests in your laundry, or slides onto your side of the bed as soon as you leave, they're not being naughty. They're wrapping themselves in home. Your scent is their lullaby, their nightlight, their reset button. Want to use this superpower? Leave a worn t-shirt in their crate, tuck a scarf in their travel bag, swap blankets between rooms. To them, your unique scent signature is worth more than any luxury dog bed because it smells like love. If your scent is their lullaby, your actions are the bedtime story they believe. Your dog isn't just watching you, they're evaluating you. Scientists call it third-party social evaluation. Dogs judge character by how you treat others, hold the door for a stranger, thank the mail carrier by name, offer a hand with heavy bags. Your dog clocks it all. This human protects the pack. In studies, dogs avoid people who act rude and warm up to helpers. And when owners consistently show kindness, dogs often mirror it at home. More cuddles, more tail wags, deeper ease. One man told me his German Shepherd never truly settled until the dog watched him help an elderly woman who fell in a parking lot. That night, the dog slept in his room for the first time, then followed him everywhere after. It was like the verdict was in, this human's the real deal. Want to make it stick? Narrate your kindness. We're helping. Pause to greet the cashier. Praise your dog softly when you show patience. Your dog is taking notes, and those notes become trust. Pop quiz. How many times today has your dog stared at your face? If you're like most dog owners, dozens, maybe hundreds. But here's the twist. They're not just looking. They're reading you line by line, 40,000 years of practice. During domestication, dogs evolved a special eye muscle, AU101, the inner eyebrow lift, the classic puppy dog eyes. It wasn't just to move us, it was to understand us. Eye tracking shows dogs lock on human faces, especially when we're emotional. They spot a real smile from a fake one, this faster than your best friend, the crinkles at your eyes, the way your cheeks rise, the tiny shift of your jaw. One study, dogs matched angry voices to angry faces and happy voices to happy faces with over 90% accuracy. Even in languages they'd never heard. That's not guessing, that's fluency. I knew a woman whose golden retriever brought different toys for her mood. A squeaker when she grinned, a soft plush when her eyes turned sad. He didn't just fetch, he translated her face into comfort. You drag yourself home after a brutal day and paste on a smile, your dog knows. Your eyes don't join the act. Then the quiet sits at your side, the gentle nose nudge. Their way of saying, I see the real you. Want to make this a superpower? Use soft eyes. Let your face tell the truth. Name your feeling out loud. Tough day, buddy. Relax your jaw. Slow blink. Your dog is listening with their eyes, and what they read becomes trust. Want to understand your dog like never before? Hit subscribe and let's dive in together. Your face tells stories, but your whole body sets the weather. To your dog, you're the barometer. When your pressure rises, theirs does too. Here's the wild part. In 2024, researchers wired up dogs and owners and watched heart rates sink in real time. The dogs couldn't see the stressful video, yet their hearts spiked with their humans. They read the tension in your shoulders, your breath, your scent. Flip the script, and you become their safe harbor. Slow your breathing. Drop your shoulders. Soften your jaw. 4 count inhale, 6 count exhale. That's co-regulation. The same biology that settles a crying baby in a calm parent's arms. Think of the calmest person you know. Watch how dogs drift toward them at parties. Pack logic. Calm equals to wise. Stable equals safe. A retired nurse told me her anxious rescue beagle changed when she meditated 10 minutes each morning. No commands, no gadgets. She found calm. The dog followed. 6 months later, the storm smasher slept through thunder. Try this. Before the walk, pause. 3 slow breaths. Then clip the leash. When the doorbell rings, exhale longer than you inhale. During storms or fireworks, sit on the floor, steady breath. Gentle touch. Be the metronome. Your energy is contagious. You don't have to fix the chaos. You just have to stand steady inside it. To your dog, you're not the eye of the storm. You're the lighthouse. Forget the words. Dogs are tuned to the music behind them. Your tone. Portuguese researchers played speech in languages dogs had never heard while showing human faces. No context, no commands. Yet dogs matched angry voices to angry faces, and matched happy to happy with about 90% accuracy. They hear emotion, that sing-song dog voice you use. It spikes oxytocin, the bonding hormone. But they don't want non-stop cheerleader. They want a full soundtrack. A low, steady no means pause. A soft whisper tells them it's safe. An excited good boy makes their world light up. One behaviorist calls it emotional GPS. Your tone tells them exactly where they stand. A woman I met thought she lost her connection when her elderly Cocker Spaniel started going deaf. Then she noticed he could feel the vibration of her voice on his chest. He could read her face and hands. He'd been fluent in her whole broadcast all along. Link it to your calm, slow breath, soft jaw. Then, speak. Your voice becomes the lighthouse beam. Homework. Tomorrow, listen to yourself. Present or distracted, warm or flat. Scroll down, eyes up. Speak with intention. Vary your melody. Your dog isn't grading your words. They're subscribing to your signal. Make it worth tuning in. If your tone is their lighthouse, your routine is the shoreline it sweeps. Dogs are wired for rhythm. Dawn hunts, midday rest, dusk patrols. That instinct never left. When your days click into place, their nervous system exhales. Researchers found dogs on consistent schedules showed 58% fewer stress behaviors. Pacing, barking, chewing. Not because life is rigid, but because you are reliably you. Breakfast around the same time, a familiar route, the same jacket for evening walks. Tiny rituals become anchors. Border Collies don't wait for after work. They wait for 4:47 p.m. Exactly. A veteran told me his PTSD service dog needed a routine so badly that it rebuilt his. The dog's predictability became his scaffolding back to calm. This isn't about perfection. It's about signals they can trust. The sun rises, the bowl clinks, the leash snaps, your keys in the dish. Safe, 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 safe. Want to be irresistible? Pick 3 beats and keep them. Sunrise walk, dinner during the evening news, 9 p.m. couch cuddle. Miss one? No panic, just rejoin the rhythm. Predictability doesn't make you boring, it makes you home. Trait number 8, you're fluent in touch. Let me tell you about the most underrated superpower you have, your hands. Every single time you pet your dog, every ear scratch, every belly rub, every gentle pat, something magical happens in both your brains. A landmark study in science measured oxytocin levels in dogs and owners before and after 5 minutes of petting and eye contact. Both species showed a 300% oxytocin spike. That's not a typo, 300%. That's the same hormonal surge a mother experiences nursing her newborn. Your touch isn't just nice, it's chemically bonding you together. But not all touch is created equal. Your dog knows the difference. When you scratch behind their ears, you're hitting pressure points that release endorphins. When you rub their chest, you're mimicking their mother licking them as puppies. When you rest your hand on their back without moving, barely any pressure, just presence. That's the ultimate trust signal in dog language. It says, I'm here, you're safe, we're together. A physical therapist learned therapeutic touch from watching therapy dogs. The dogs instinctively knew where people hurt and would rest head or paw on that exact spot with gentle pressure. She realized they were practicing a form of healing touch humans have forgotten. She became more intentional with her own dog, and their bond deepened. It made her tear up. Here's a story that'll absolutely wreck you. A hospice nurse told me about a woman with terminal cancer who spent her final months lying in bed, petting her elderly golden retriever. After the woman passed, the dog still went to that exact spot on the bed every day and rolled over, waiting for phantom belly rubs. The power of touch rewired that dog's neural pathways. The memory of those hands became a daily ritual. Your touch isn't a casual thing. It's a language, it's medicine, it's memory. So next time your dog nudges your hand asking for pets, don't absent-mindedly scroll your phone while half-heartedly patting. Put the phone down, use both hands, be present. Because in the moment you're not just scratching an itch, you're building a biological bridge of love that exists nowhere else in nature except between humans and dogs. Let me ask you something, when's the last time you got down on the floor and really played with your dog? Not the half-hearted, I'm throwing a ball while checking my email play. I'm talking about full-body, goofy, forget you're an adult play, because here's what researchers found. Dogs show the highest levels of joy and engagement when their humans do 3 specific things during play. Make unpredictable movements, use animated facial expressions, make playful sounds, translation. Act like a complete dork, and dogs absolutely lose their minds for it. When you drop down on all fours and do that play bow, butt in the air, chest down low, you're speaking fluent dog. You're saying, I see you, I respect your world enough to enter it on your terms. Behaviorists studying dog-human interaction found that dogs whose owners regularly engage in physical play, not just toss a toy from the couch, show stronger attachment bonds and lower anxiety. But, here's the sneaky part. Play doesn't mean chaos. Dogs prefer humans who set boundaries, who say, that's enough when things get too rowdy. They teach that excitement and self-control can coexist. It shows you're a leader worth following, fun, and trustworthy. A retired Marine shared something profound with me. He said the only time his PTSD symptoms completely disappear is during the 15 minutes he plays tug-of-war with his service dog. For those 15 minutes, his brain has to focus entirely on the game, reading the dog's signals, matching energy, being present. His hands stop shaking, his breathing steadies, the intrusive thoughts quiet down. And his dog? The dog can feel that presence, that full engagement, and it's like medicine for both of them. That's not just play, that's mutual healing. Play is where your inner child and your dog's eternal puppy finally get to meet. Your dog doesn't care that you're 50 or 60 or 70. They don't see your gray hair or your creaky knees. When you grab that rope toy and growl playfully, you become timeless. You become exactly what your dog has been hoping for all along. Someone willing to be fully, joyfully alive with them. Put down your phone. Push the coffee table aside. Grab a toy. Get weird. Make ridiculous noises. Let yourself be silly. Somewhere deep in your dog's DNA, they've been waiting thousands of years for a human who remembers how to play like the world isn't watching. And when you finally do it, you don't just become irresistible, you become unforgettable. Trait number 10. You're connected to your tribe. Here's something that'll surprise you. Dogs are attracted to humans who have strong relationships with other humans. Sounds weird, right? But researchers studying attachment theory in dogs discovered something fascinating. Dogs whose owners had solid friendships, family connections, showed more secure attachment styles themselves. It's like they're thinking, if other humans trust this person and stick around, they must be worth trusting. Dogs are javar. Pack animals. down to their DNA. In pack dynamics, individuals who maintain alliances are the ones who survive and thrive. Your dog watches when you laugh on the phone with your sister. They notice when friends visit and everyone's relaxed and happy. They observe when you and your partner disagree respectfully and then make up. All of it is teaching them that you understand how relationships work. You're not a loner, you're a connector. One study tested this directly: friendly and helpful, neutral, cold, and dismissive. Then they offered the dogs treats. Dogs approached the friendly stranger 76% more often than the neutral one. But the cold, dismissive stranger, dogs wanted nothing to do with them, even for treats. Your dog is literally screening your social interactions to decide who's safe and who's not based on how people treat you. A widow told me something beautiful. After her husband died, she withdrew from everyone, stopped seeing friends, stopped going to church, barely left the house. Her collie, who'd always been friendly and outgoing, started becoming anxious and reactive with other people. It confused her until her daughter pointed out, "Mom, he's mirroring you. You're telling him the world isn't safe anymore." So she forced herself to reconnect, coffee with old friends, rejoining her book club, visiting her grandkids. Within 2 months, her dog's anxiety disappeared. He became social again because she became social again. He didn't need dog training. He needed to see his person thriving in community. Here's the truth. Your dog isn't just watching your relationship with them, they're watching all your relationships, because that's how they figure out what kind of leader you are. When you nurture your human connections, show up for people, laugh with them, work through conflicts, build trust, your dog sees someone who understands the most fundamental truth of pack life. We're stronger together, and that makes you not just likable, but absolutely magnetic. Here's something that might make you uncomfortable. Your dog prefers you real over perfect. While we've been taught to hide our emotions in public, to stay strong and never let them see you sweat, your dog is sitting there wishing you'd just drop the act. Neuroscience research shows dogs respond more positively to genuinely expressed emotions, even sadness or frustration, than to faked feelings. Why? Because authenticity is predictability, and predictability is safety in dog world. When you cry, and your dog comes over to rest their head on your lap, they're not confused by your tears. They recognize vulnerable honesty, and they respect it. They're responding with comfort, because you trusted them enough to be real. A therapy dog trainer once told me her dogs are pickier about handlers than she is. They'll refuse to work with people who put on a fake happy persona, but they'll work their tails off for someone who's genuinely stressed and needs comfort. The dogs can tell the difference without a single word being spoken. They're reading micro-expressions you don't even know you're making. A tiny tightness around your eyes when you smile but don't mean it. Slightly shallow breathing when you say, "I'm fine," but aren't. The way your voice goes up half an octave when you're faking enthusiasm about something you actually dread. Your dog catalogs every single tell. My friend Susan learned this the hard way. Her husband left her, but she was determined to stay positive for her beagle's sake. She'd paste on a smile, use a cheerful voice, act like everything was fine. Her beagle started having accidents in the house, something he hadn't done in years. She was ready to take him to the vet when her sister visited and said, "Sue, he knows you're dying inside. Stop lying to him." So she tried something radical. She stopped performing. She let herself cry in front of him. She stopped using the fake happy voice. She'd talk to him in her real voice, tired, sad, but honest. Within a week, the accident stopped. The dog relaxed. He'd been stressed because her emotional dishonesty was making their world feel unpredictable and unsafe. Once she became genuine again, even in her pain, he knew where they stood. Here's what this means for you. Your dog isn't judging your emotions. They're judging your honesty about those emotions. They don't need you to be happy all the time. They need you to be real all the time. When you laugh genuinely at something funny, when you cry when you're sad, when you get excited about little things that truly delight you. You're speaking a language your dog understands perfectly. You're being the kind of authentic, trustworthy pack member they've been looking for. And in a world where everyone's wearing a mask, that authenticity isn't just refreshing, it's absolutely irresistible. Trait number 12. You've grown similar over time. Okay, This final trait is going to blow your mind and maybe explain some things you've noticed but couldn't quite put into words. A 2025 systematic review analyzing 15 different scientific studies found undeniable evidence: behavioral patterns, stress responses, personality traits, and even baseline anxiety levels. Scientists call it behavioral synchronization, and it works both ways. You're shaping each other's personalities over time. If you're naturally cautious and observant, you'll bond deeply with a cautious, watchful dog. If you're adventurous and outgoing, high-energy dogs will match your vibe like you're two parts of the same soul. But here's where it gets almost eerie. This similarity increases the longer you're together. It's not just that you chose a dog like you, it's that you're both slowly becoming more alike year after year, like an old married couple who finishes each other's sentences. Researchers aren't entirely sure if we're subconsciously choosing dogs that already match us, or if we're literally growing together over time. The answer is probably both, which is beautiful and slightly mind-bending. One woman told me a story that perfectly captures this. Her rescue shepherd was terrified of thunderstorms, trembling, panting, destructive panic. She read every training article, tried thunder shirts and calming supplements. Nothing worked. Then her therapist suggested something unexpected. Work on your anxiety during storms. Turns out, she'd always been secretly afraid of severe weather since childhood, but hid it well, or so she thought. So she started a new experiment. During storms, she'd sit on the floor and do deep breathing exercises, letting herself feel calm instead of pretending she wasn't scared. She didn't focus on the dog at all, just on managing her own nervous system. Within 6 months, her dog's fear responses during storms cut in half. She wasn't training the dog, she was training herself, and her dog was mirroring the change like they were connected by invisible strings. This is the trait most people never realize. When you work on yourself emotionally, your dog automatically evolves with you. When you become braver, your anxious dog gets braver. When you develop patience, your reactive dog becomes more patient. When you learn to regulate your emotions, your stressed-out dog finds peace. You're not just a pet owner providing food and shelter, you're co-evolving partners, two different species shaping each other's inner worlds in real time. A researcher studying this phenomenon said something that stuck with me. The dog-human relationship might be the only interspecies bond where both parties fundamentally change who they are because of each other. Think about that. Your dog isn't just living with you, they're becoming like you, and you, whether you realize it or not, are becoming a little more like them too, more present, more forgiving, more capable of unconditional love. That's not just a bond, that's transformation. That's two souls deciding they're better together than apart, and then proving it every single day. So, here's my question for you. Which trait surprised you most? Which one describes your bond with your dog? Drop the number in the comments. Tell me one moment when your dog proved they really understand you. If this made you see your relationship differently, smash that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Want more science-backed insights into what's happening in that furry head? Our Dog Psychology Facts playlist is waiting for you. And hit subscribe so we can keep unpacking the beautiful mystery of why dogs love us the way they do.